There are people who feel untouchable, whose presence alone seems to bring warmth and certainty. And Whoopi Goldberg has long been one of those figures. To audiences, she is laughter, honesty, and fearless intelligence wrapped in a voice that refuses to be ignored. She has made people laugh without cruelty, cry without manipulation, and think without preaching. Yet behind the confidence and humor is a life shaped by struggle, self-doubt, and survival. At 70, Whoopi's journey reflects endurance rather than ease. Her success was not handed to her, nor did it arrive without cost. She learned early that joy can coexist with pain, and that humor can be both shield and medicine. Her story is not about celebrity perfection, but about remaining human while navigating hardship, responsibility, and public scrutiny, all while holding on to a sense of self that refuses to disappear. Growing up with less than enough. Born Karen Elaine Johnson in 1955, Whoopi's childhood unfolded far from glamour, inside a modest Manhattan housing project where stability was never guaranteed. Her father left early, and her mother carried the weight of responsibility alone, working tirelessly to keep food on the table and a roof overhead. Poverty was not abstract. It was lived daily, through worn clothing, limited meals, and constant uncertainty. These conditions did not break her spirit, but they shaped it. She learned resourcefulness before comfort, and awareness before innocence. While other children dreamed freely, she learned to observe the world closely, understanding how fragile security could be. Those early years instilled resilience and empathy, teaching her that survival often requires creativity, patience, and humor. The foundation of her later strength was built quietly in those moments of scarcity and perseverance. School, labels, and silent doubt. Education did not offer Whoopi an escape from hardship. Instead, it became another source of pain. She struggled to read and write, often misunderstood by teachers and mocked by peers. Labeled as slow, she absorbed criticism she did not yet have the language to challenge. It would take years to understand that dyslexia shaped her learning, not a lack of intelligence. At the time, shame and frustration dominated her experience. By 16, overwhelmed and unsupported, she left school, carrying guilt that lingered long after. Yet those years also deepened her empathy. Feeling unseen taught her how damaging labels could be and how deeply words could wound. This awareness would later shape her voice as an advocate and performer, allowing her to connect with people who felt dismissed or misunderstood by systems meant to help them grow. Early adulthood and heavy responsibility. Youth did not bring relief, it brought responsibility. Becoming a mother at a young age forced Whoopi to mature quickly, balancing survival with caregiving while still searching for her own identity. The pressure was relentless, and mistakes were unavoidable. Like many facing early hardship, she sought escape in unhealthy ways before recognizing that avoidance only deepens pain. Over time, she chose accountability and growth, learning that strength often begins with honesty. These experiences reshaped her understanding of vulnerability and fueled her later commitment to advocacy, particularly for women navigating difficult circumstances. Rather than defining herself by missteps, she treated them as lessons. Responsibility arrived early, but it forged determination. She learned how to endure without hardening, how to protect without closing off, and how to keep moving forward even when the path felt uncertain. Finding purpose through work and art. Leaving familiar surroundings, Whoopi moved west in search of opportunity and meaning, taking whatever work allowed her to survive. From service jobs to unconventional employment, each role taught humility and perseverance. She learned the value of showing up, even when recognition was unlikely. Along the way, she discovered performance not as escape, but as expression. Teaching and mentoring others gave her confidence, while small creative opportunities allowed her to refine her voice. A one-woman stage show became the turning point, blending humor, vulnerability, and truth drawn directly from lived experience. The work was demanding, physically and emotionally, yet it resonated deeply. Audiences responded not to polish, but to honesty. Those performances proved that her story mattered, that her voice carried weight, and that authenticity could transform hardship into connection. Recognition without illusion. Hollywood recognition arrived, but it did not erase doubt. Breakthrough roles showcased her depth and emotional honesty, earning acclaim and historic milestones. Yet success brought isolation alongside applause. Fame magnified expectations and scrutiny, often leaving little room for vulnerability. Whoopi understood that achievement does not guarantee peace. She continued working, not chasing validation, but honoring the craft. Each role demanded emotional presence and responsibility, especially when representing stories rooted in pain and resilience. Her performances carried quiet truth rather than spectacle, reflecting a belief that storytelling should serve understanding, not ego. Awards followed, but they did not define her. She remained aware that recognition can be fleeting, while integrity lasts. That perspective allowed her to navigate success without losing herself, grounding her career in purpose rather than illusion. Public voice and personal cause. As her influence grew, so did the weight of her words. Hosting and speaking openly introduced new challenges, as honesty often collided with public expectation. Opinions sparked debate, and criticism arrived quickly. Navigating visibility required constant balance between authenticity and responsibility. Behind the scenes, isolation and doubt surfaced, reminders that visibility does not equal protection. Yet she refused to retreat. Instead, she reflected, learned, and continued speaking with intention. Public life demanded resilience, not perfection. Personal relationships also carried complexity, shaped by scrutiny and loss. Through grief and disappointment, she chose self-awareness over bitterness. These experiences reinforced her understanding that strength lies not in avoiding pain, but in meeting it with clarity, humor, and compassion, even when misunderstanding follows. Health, mortality, and perspective. Later years brought serious health challenges that forced Whoopi to confront mortality directly. Recovery required patience, vulnerability, and acceptance of limits she could not control. Rather than hiding these experiences, she spoke openly, offering reassurance to others facing similar battles. Illness reshaped her priorities, deepening gratitude for time, connection, and purpose. She became more intentional, recognizing that resilience includes rest and honesty. Advocacy expanded to include health awareness, particularly for women often dismissed or unheard. These challenges did not diminish her spirit, they clarified it. Survival strengthened her appreciation for life's ordinary moments, reminding her that presence matters more than pace. Through openness, she transformed personal struggle into shared understanding, reinforcing the idea that vulnerability can be a powerful form of strength. A legacy rooted in humanity. Whoopi Goldberg's legacy extends beyond awards and laughter. It lives in her refusal to abandon authenticity, even when discomfort followed. She built a career on truth, resilience, and empathy, proving that survival and success can coexist without sacrificing humanity. Her journey shows that greatness is not a straight line, but a series of choices to keep going, to learn, and to care. She has lifted others by sharing her voice, her mistakes, and her strength. Today, her life reflects balance rather than perfection, purpose rather than performance. In celebrating Whoopi Goldberg, we celebrate the courage to endure, the power of honesty, and the enduring human spirit that finds meaning not in ease, but in persistence, compassion, and the willingness to live fully, scars included.